Hey, everybody. Welcome. Welcome on in. Let's try that again from last night since my internet was being crazy last night. I never thought I would ever have a problem. Sorry. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Is it just showing my icon up there? Sorry about that, guys. That's weird. That's so weird. We shouldn't have any internet problems. But let me know because I'm still frozen on my side. So let me start my camera back up and see if it. There we go. Sorry about that. What is up with that? Huh. Well, now the door's open. Okay. I'm going to stop my camera just so, I don't care if you guys saw my pants. They match my shirt. Otherwise, I just don't let you see my cute two-piece outfit. It matches. I literally have this in like 4 different colors from Target. I don't know what happened with the internet there. Yeah, that was weird. I like froze. I did a Nancy again because that happened last night. And you know how I always get Nancy Grace when I pause her, I get her in like that weird, crazy like face. That's what I was having. I don't know. Yeah, that was weird. As soon as Vincent came to the door, I don't know if you guys heard me call for him. I didn't mute myself. I'm like, Vincent, he's on the other side of the apartment. And he like I got to the door and he was walking over. So that's so funny. Candy, give Donut a hug for me and a kiss. I saw cute pictures of Donut today. That made my whole day. That made my whole day. So I'm back. All my doors are locked, always. Vincent's pretty tough too. I think so anyway. Really? From Costco? I think they're closing down a lot of stores. They are closing down a lot of stores throughout in the United States as well, Cheryl. Like Targets are closing in like Chicago and like all the major cities. A lot of them are closing. It's crazy. They better not close my Target. That's where I go for everything. I love Target. Hey, Jesus loves me. Well, come in. Because of the storms, Connor. Well, mine last night. It must have been like a car accident or something. That as soon as I got off the live, we sat here for a few minutes and I figured out how to get on StreamYard through my phone. I didn't even know which email it was hooked up to. That's so bad. So I got into my StreamYard and I was like, hey guys, I'm having technical difficulties. So I went ahead and I ended the live and I was going to come back on. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, it says it's not going to be until 11:30 tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and get ready for bed. It's not going to come back on. I kid you not. As soon as I got in bed and put my feet up, I looked over and the green on the box, it turned like it tells you like it's good to go. It was green. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, I was just in there 5 minutes ago. That was not on. It was very ironic, very funny. So I was like, should I get back up? I was having one of those moments. So I was like, we'll just go ahead and read them tomorrow because then I'd be even more refreshed. Because yesterday was, full of appointments and stuff as well. So I had to go to the dentist, but yeah, there's a lot of I thought you said how many retail stores when I first read that auto. She said, I can't believe how many retail stores are closing. Everyone is shopping online. I miss having a department store to go to. Me too. I go to Macy's, because we have our Macy's still. I go there. I like Macy's. They have some good sales too. If you guys are looking for sales, this is not a promo, but look on the website. It's called like Free Finder, FREE, and then finder.com. It's like an app you can get and you can look through like it just gives you like sales for every store. Like it's really cool. I use it pretty often. And you can get like a lot of really good sales on there. You can get like, even like Cheryl was saying, Costco, like you can get like Costco memberships half off. Like stuff like something like that, So it's pretty cool to have it. Yeah, shoe stores. There's not a lot of shoe stores either. Because of crime, yeah, Roseanne. Yeah, all of them it's because of crime. And I know that it's not because I thought it was because maybe we were seeing it more being, on the internet more, having the internet more, but I think crime is up. It's wild out there. I stay in. I stay in a lot. Unless I have to, go to the grocery, go to the doctor, hang out with a friend for social hour, hang out with Vincent. I'm in. I like to stay in. I'm a homebody anyway, so I don't mind staying in. But I hope you guys are all being safe too, because it is crazy out there in the world right now. Oh my, everyone, candy, the music, the Christmas music's already out. And I'm like, what? And then I was like, oh, I thought about it after we went back from COVID. I had to put Christmas music on in my store for this, like November 1st, we had to start it. November 1st. It was crazy. I was like, Christmas music is good for like a couple hours, you know, and then I'm like, oh, when it's repetitive, it's just like, I can't do it. But I do like Christmas stuff though. Ooh, Deal Detecting Diva. My Christmas all bought. Oh, wow. Rock Chalk said, I've never heard of that one. I'm going to use that. Cash free bail. Oh, Temu. Okay. Look, this is what I got off of Temu yesterday. This might not seem like very much to you guys. This little tissue box holder is like my whole life. I'm an aesthetic person. I like things to be like neutrals. I'm a neutral person. Like for me to have that bluish color rug behind me, that's like a thing for me. So I was going to buy one of these at Target for because my tissues are ugly. I get them from like Sam's Club. They're like green and purple and yellow colors. They're not my color palette. That's just not me. They're pretty colors, but just together they don't look good for me. This was like $2, I think. $2 or $3. They wanted $14.99 at Target for one of these. And I was like, I got 3 for $11. That was including the shipping. And they gave me a $5 credit because it was a little late and I didn't care. So I'm like, Temu. I couldn't believe it. It was it's just a little leather cover for it. I was like, this is awesome. So now I could put any of my tissues. I can make it look nice. So, because we're trying to redo our place slowly but surely. So, but enough about me. We'll talk about you. It's probably because you're a Libra. Yeah. And I am a Libra. I am. I do. I like Temu. It's a problem. Now, I don't know if you have to be really careful, I guess, with some of this stuff. You always have to look at the dimensions, make sure because, it might look larger in the picture. I always try to do that. I would probably buy actually artwork from there. I probably would. Because then you could always frame it and make it look really nice. Well, hey, Doodlebug. And I don't know if I said hey to you, but hey. I do like Temu. I do. I'm a fan. But I'm a fan of my own store. I have to say that. No, I really am, though. I'm a fan of my store. I'm a fan of Temu. I'm a fan of it all. I love to shop. I'm a shopper. I'm definitely a shopper. That's to a fault. I love to shop. So we're going to go over Delphi tonight on our live. So before we go ahead and get started, I will put the channel membership in the chat if anyone wants to join. I know I've been talking for like 12 minutes. Someone will probably come after me, but I'm just I'm getting my voice ready to read. I haven't really talked to too many people today because Vincent was at work all day. So I haven't really been talking other than to my dogs. And believe you me, they get a lot out of me. So they went ahead and it looks like they condensed like the files down on the Indiana court system, like the document. Like all of the documents are together now, which is nice. There is one that came out today that I don't see on here, but maybe they're going to add it tomorrow. But we'll see how far we get in the new briefs and court documents that have come out, and then we will see what we think about them, and we'll go from there. I am working on it's a collage picture timeline of Richard Allen's incarceration, before and then during incarceration and up until present day, just so we can see the different changes in the way the person looks, because he definitely looks a lot different than when he went in there. I will say that. Oh, Cheryl, you've only been a member for 5 months. I thought you've been a member for longer than that. I feel like you've been here since I've been here. Hey, Dee Dee. Did you enjoy the good weather today? I did. We had some good weather in Ohio. Hey, Kaylee. You guys are sneaking in on me. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome on in. Oh, and Alicia's been a member for 6 months. Did you get your arm? Oh, she got it. There it is. There's that rainbow arm. I'm excited about those. I love those arms. That's so awesome. Congratulations on your guys' milestone. Thank you guys for being a part of the channel. That's like a lifetime in YouTube years. 5 months, Cheryl, and then 6 months, Alicia. That's you. Yep. That's a lifetime on YouTube. We're gonna have to make a 1-year arm. I know there's a couple people, like I know Vincent's one of them. He's close to getting it, so he'll have to make one for him and all of you guys, because he's the emoji person. I can't make them. I made one. It was so bad for you guys. The first one I made, it was so bad. Oh, Doodlebug Fort said, sorry. Hello, all. Sorry, I had a great kid on me and trying to type. That's so funny. Oh, well, welcome in, everybody. Thank you guys all for being here. I do want to go ahead and put this. Well, actually, I'm going to go. Actually, I'll go here and I'll give you guys this link. It's just really long, but if you guys ever want to look at the public records, then you'll have the link to the to where I found these for Indiana. And then I just went to Richard Allen. And then these are for November the 6th. What is today? The 7th? So these came out yesterday. And it gives the parties to the case up down here, gives the state of Indiana. I went to show all parties, and it looks like there's some other attorney for Richard Allen. Now, I'm not sure why we have 2 new ones, but maybe you guys would know. Maybe Jan would know. But I was looking at these, and I'm like, it's Kara. I don't want to, I'm going to butcher her name, but Winnicke and Mark Lehman. But yeah, I don't know. Tacos sound good. I'm like, sorry, guys. For the people that are just listening, they're going to be like, what, Tanya, what's wrong with Tanya? But I saw someone said they made tacos tonight too. So that means one other person made tacos. And that person wasn't me. I'm wanting some tacos. So this is just the attorneys, and then it's going to give you the respondent and then the realtor. Then I go down here, and it's going to give you the chronological case summary. And what I did was I just, I put these on another tab. So we'll go through the brief, the document filed, the ordered issued, and then there's a new document that came out tonight that we can go over. And I'm just court filing and fees, $250 to do that. Okay. Well, hopefully they're not waiting on that money. Let me go all the way back up. I was reading the document, and I have it all the way down at the bottom. Let me blow it up a little bit for us. And I have my chat right here, so hopefully I can see everybody. Look at that. If anyone needs me, since I'll be reading, because, when I be reading, it's hard to see 2 screens. So if I am reading and you guys need my attention, just do like the little fireworks. That's what Jan will usually do, and that usually gets my attention. Pretty good anyway. Doodlebug. You're the best. Did you see Otto? Because I say Otto was here. I saw that you put that. That's so sweet. I love it when you guys ask about each other and when you come into chat. It makes me happy. Because that means we're doing something right, Everyone's coming over here because they want to enjoy the chat and they want to hang out. I like that. That's what we're trying to do. So this is filed on, like I said, the 6th. And this is the realtor's brief in support of petition for writ of mandamus. I knew I should look this word up. I hate this word. I really do. Mandamus. Why do I want to say that wrong? I want to say give it like an extra syllable or something. I don't know what I want to do, but mandamus. Table of contents. We're going to read through the whole document. So don't you worry about the table of contents there. I won't bore you guys with those. But it says the introduction. And I have you guys all there. Okay, awesome. Over 5 years after teens, and before we get started, I might have to use like some sort of code words for some of the words. Usually, I let it go pretty free, but that way, we're on the safe side. But over 5 years after teens Abigail Williams and Liberty German were brutally unalived in Delphi, police announced that they have arrested Richard Rick Allen for the unalivings. I don't want to do that. I've done it twice and I don't even want to do it already. Concluding a police investigation that has captured the world's attention and involved thousands of tips. At his initial hearing, and clad in protective gear for his own safety, Rick told the court he would be hiring private counsel. Rick was transported to the DOC for safekeeping. That's the Department of Corrections. The judge removed himself from the case and a special judge was appointed. But a week later, Rick, when they say Rick, they mean Richard, Rick threw himself at the mercy of the court and requested a public defender. Andrew Baldwin and Brad Rossi, attorneys with a combined 50 years of experience, were appointed. So that's when he wanted his appointed lawyers. Well, thank you for the super sticker, Mike. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I did. I switched to all messages. I should have. I think I did because Jan said it. Yep. Jan said it at the beginning and I did that. Actually, did I do it over here though? I think I don't know if I have to do it over here. Okay, it should be good. Over the next year, attorneys Baldwin and Rossi zealously advocated for Rick's behalf. They appropriately asserted Rick's innocence after the public release of probable cause affidavit. They repeatedly requested a change in the conditions of his confinement due to the obvious effects the conditions were having on his physical and mental health. And they prepared a trial strategy with Rick after pouring through thousands of pages of discovery to prepare his defense for a January 2024 trial. During that time, Rick never complained to the court about his attorneys. On the contrary, he unequivocally stated his desire to have attorneys Baldwin and Rossi continue their zealous representation. Those aren't his words. Yet less than 3 months before trial, the court removed attorneys Baldwin and Rossi as counsel, citing its extrajudicial findings that counsel had engaged in gross negligence. At Rick's direction, attorneys Baldwin and Rossi entered appearances as private counsel, agreeing to continue representing him for free. Sorry, I was going to say for a fee, but for free. But at a hearing held on October 31st, 2023, the court told Rick that if it had grave concerns about his defense team, that he was entitled to a vigorous defense and that the court cannot and will not allow these attorneys to represent you. I cannot do it, sir. I just can't. Rick's trial has been reset for a year from now, and he has been forced to start over with new attorneys. The court's statements about Rick's counsel have completely undermined the credibility of Rick's proffered defense. Rick has an original action currently pending in this court under case number, and it gives the case number, concerning the lack of public access to the court records in his case. The lack of transparency is an important societal interest, but the issue here implicates Rick's fundamental constitutional rights to counsel and a fair trial. I don't see why he can't pick his own attorneys. Just let him have the dudes, I would, if I was Richard Allen, whether I was guilty or not guilty, I would be feeling some type of way right now just for the fact that I have to wait. They're wanting to extend it all the way, what's next October or something? Yeah, October 2024 now. So it's like, I think the 13th or something. It's right around my birthday. And I'm like, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. Like I have a say. I'm gonna blow this up a little bit more. Maybe it'll help me see better. I think it does. Rick requested and was appointed competent and experienced counsel. On October 28th, 2022, the state charged Rick with 2 counts of murder. Officers arrested Rick and took him into custody, where he was remained ever since. The Carroll Circuit Court ordered Rick transported to the DOC for safekeeping due to a toxic and harmful insistence. I think or insistence. I don't know if that's supposed to be saying insistence, but we're going to read it like that. It says for safekeeping due to a toxic and harmful insistence on public information from media about the case. After sending Rick to the DOC, the judge recused himself. The Honorable Francis C. Gaul accepted an appointment as special judge. Rick requested a public defender to represent him. Attorneys Andrew Baldwin and Brad Rossi were appointed as Rick's counsel. Attorney Baldwin is one of only 4 Indiana attorneys certified as a criminal trial specialist by the National Board of Trial Advocacy as authorized under Indiana Rule of Professional Conduct 7.4. He has nearly 30 years of criminal trial experience, handling hundreds of jury trials and representing numerous defendants charged with murder. Attorney Baldwin has never been disciplined or suspended. Attorney Rossi has over 20 years of criminal trial experience, handling thousands of cases, including 8 murder cases. Attorney Rossi practices regularly in Carroll County and surrounding counties. He was born and raised in adjoining Cass County and is intimately familiar with the police officers and prosecutors investigating and prosecuting this case. Attorney Rossi has never been disciplined or suspended. Rick wants this partnership to handle his defense. Rick's lawyer issued a press release affirming Rick's innocence. On November 29, 2022, the charging information and probable cause affidavit in Rick's case were made available to the public. We read those on this channel. Attorney Baldwin and Rossi issued a press release which responded to the allegations contained in the affidavit, reasserted Rick's innocence, and indicated they would continue to share exculpatory information with the public to the extent they were ethically permitted to do so. They, well, did a little more than that, though. Later that day, the court entered a gag order prohibiting the parties from making extrajudicial statements about the case, which was reaffirmed after a hearing. The court also entered a protective order prohibiting the parties from divulging or granting access to the discovery material to all but certain people. On December 21st, 2022, Rick's counsel, Andrew Baldwin, inadvertently emailed a summary log of the evidence. I'm going to read this again. Okay, let's see what they're saying here, so we can all hear it. On December 21st, 2022, Rick's counsel, Andrew Baldwin, inadvertently emailed a summary log of the evidence on a flash drive received during discovery. The log did not contain any substantive evidence, but was similar to a table of contents. I mean, I would have taken a table of contents back then. Due to his declining mental and physical health, Rick asked to be moved out of maximum security segregation confinement. On April 5th, 2023, Rick moved to modify the safekeeping order, arguing that he was unrepresented when the order was entered, that no hearing had ever been held on that motion, that he was being held in a maximum security segregation unit at Westville Correctional Facility that is generally reserved for violent convicted offenders, and that WCF, that's the facility, had a history of unequal and inhumane treatment of its inmates. Rick described the conditions in which he was being held as well as the obvious decline in his physical and mental health. Rick explained the significant hardship his placement in WCF had on his ability to assist his attorneys in preparing his defense. The court denied the motion, reaffirmed its prior order, and clarified that the DOC could move Rick to accommodate his needs. Attorney Rossi filed a tort claim notice to preserve Rick's right to obtain a private counsel in the future to file a civil suit relating to the conditions of his DOC confinement. Rick and his attorneys formulated a strategy of seeking a speedy trial and pursuing a defense of third-party guilt. Rick's counsel continued to file motions to change his confinement conditions. He and his attorneys also developed a trial strategy of seeking a speedy trial and pursuing a defense of third-party guilt. Several months before trial, Rick filed motions to suppress evidence, a motion in limine regarding the ballistics evidence, and a request for a hearing under Franks v. Delaware. Rick also signed a motion for speedy trial, which Rick's attorneys planned to file in early November to lock in that January trial date. During a telephone conference with the court in early October 2023, Rick's attorneys informed the court that they were ready to proceed into trial in January. The trial court removed Rick's chosen counsel over his objection. In August 2023, a former employee of Attorney Baldwin's office, Mitchell Westerman, stopped by Baldwin's office to visit. Westerman slipped into a conference room where he found crime scene photos and, by his own admission, secretly photographed some of the discovery material and disseminated it. Attorney Baldwin was not aware Westerman had done this. So that's two. I need my red flags, but I'll have to grab them just because we got two already up here. So evidence got out. One in the table of contents. So that's one. Evidence got out because they let somebody that used to work there come in and just hang around evidence. I don't know. I would never let this evidence out of a locked room. So I'm going to put 2 flags there just because. And then if we have any 4, I'll get the orange flags out and we'll sit them over here. But that's pretty, I mean, you can't be doing that, guys. But I mean, I do think that he should be able to pick his counsel. When counsel learned the material had been disseminated, they disclosed the matter in an email to the court and the state on October 6th. The prosecutor responded that he had known about the leak for a day and that the state was investigating the matter. On October 9th, 2023, Westerman told Attorney Baldwin about his inappropriate, if not criminal, conduct in secretly photographing the discovery items. Rick's counsel informed the state and the court the following day. The parties had a telephone conference with the court that day to discuss the matter, and the state mentioned the issue of disqualifying counsel. A day later, counsel informed Rick of the matter, and Rick immediately and unequivocally indicated he still wanted his attorneys to represent him, believing their representation was in his best interest. This letter was filed with the court on October 12, 2023, as an attachment to a letter filed by Attorney Rozzi. After receiving Rick's letter, the court notified the parties that it was scheduling a hearing on October 19, 2023, to address other matters which have recently arisen. We remember that one. And order Rick's counsel to cease work on Mr. Allen's case until we meet on the 19th. On Rick's request, the court ordered the attorneys to appear in chambers at 12:30 p.m. before the hearing to discuss what was expected at the hearing. Attorney Baldwin filed a memorandum regarding possible disqualification or sanctions, explaining the circumstances regarding the theft of discovery, the law regarding a criminal defendant's constitutional right to counsel, the court's limited authority to remove appointed counsel, and a proposed sanction in the event it was warranted. Yeah, I really don't understand why they just don't. He's a grown adult. How old is Richard Allen? In his 40s, mid 40s? I think that he's can make his own decision on counsel, especially this close to trial. If this was like, last November, he just got arrested, you know what I mean, just month in or something, that would be different. But this is like, they've been working on this case for a long time. I would make him sign some paperwork, something saying like, if this doesn't go your way, you can't say inadequate counsel. You can't use that on appeal or something along those lines. But I don't know. I'm no lawyer. I just read the documents and try to retain them. So it says on October 19th, 2023, the judge opened the courtroom to the media and for the first time authorized 1 or 2 cameras providing pool coverage to be permitted in the court session. That's true. I guess that's kind of a red flag for the judge. The attorneys appeared in chambers without Rick being present. During the conference, the trial court read a prepared statement to Rick's counsel accusing them of gross negligence and citing specific examples for their zealous advocacy as purported acts of their negligence. These purported acts of gross negligence included the following: issuing a press release before entry of the gag order, filing motions to protect Rick's health and safety, which the court believed lacked evidentiary support, unintentionally emailing a discovery log to a third party. How do you do that? Unspecified improper statements made in the motion to suppress, filing a tort claim notice to preserve Rick's right to seek redress for the conditions of his ongoing confinement, Attorney Baldwin hiring a lawyer to appear on his behalf on the issue of sanctions or disqualifications, and a third party impermissibly photographing discovery without the knowledge or consent of either a lawyer. The court then informed Rick's attorneys that they had 2 options: voluntarily withdraw their appearances or be disqualified as counsel after the court read its prepared statement in open court. I guess that one on the head too. I remember I was like, they said, you either are going to quit or you're going to get fired. One of those deals. And that's what they did. That's crazy. Oh, is he 50s? Maybe he is, Cheryl. Maybe he is in his 50s. 50 sounds more like it. I'm so bad with guessing people's ages. Like I'm not the one to ask. I get it wrong every time. I always make people older too. And that's like so bad. I don't mean to. Like when I was younger, I would do it even. Like, I don't mean to, because people are like, be serious, tell me the truth. And I'll try to tell them the truth. Like one time I did that to a guy when I worked at a restaurant. I thought he was like 37 and he was like 24. And I was like, I'm going to go in the back and crawl underneath a table now. You know, I was humiliated. I felt really bad. I don't like to guess people's ages. How old are his kids? So he has like one daughter. And I'm not sure of her age, actually. Let me see if I can look it up anywhere. 28. Oh, I thought she was a little bit older, but I didn't know that. Okay. So, and he's 50. I was thinking when you said 50s, I was thinking 51. So after you said that. Yeah, this judge is, it's kind of like, it's like she wants it her way. Like she wants to be the judge on this case. And it's like, sometimes you got to just take a seat, like take a step back for the good of the case. Okay. I'm trying to think of for Abby and Libby. That's what everyone needs to, you know, what can we do to help make sure that they get justice? And what we can do is make sure that Richard Allen makes it to trial, you know? And if he's not guilty, then they'll have jurors that will find him not guilty. But I think that he should be able to have whatever attorney that he wants to have. I don't think that as a grown adult, you're in your 50s and someone's going to tell you that you can't have them, even when they want to work for free. Even if I was guilty, I'd be mad. I would be feeling some type of way if I was guilty or if I wasn't guilty. I would really be throwing myself at the mercy of the court. It says here, attorneys Baldwin and Rossi met with Rick to discuss the matter. Rick disagreed that his trial counsel had engaged in any negligence, and he reaffirmed his desire for them to remain as his counsel. Rick's attorneys informed the court that they believed the court had engaged in an unconstitutional ambush of Rick and his counsel without due process. Counsel also informed the court that they believed their withdrawal was involuntary and done under duress, since their refusal to withdraw would publicly disparage their representation of the accused, framing their advocacy on his behalf as gross negligence, and cast Rick, his attorneys, and the merits of his defense in a negative light. Such a public statement risked tainting the jury pool, harming their client's defense, undermining their professional relationship with the client, and possibly creating an actual conflict for their continued representation. Faced with this dilemma, Attorney Baldwin orally moved to withdraw his appearance, and Attorney Rossi informed the trial court he would file a formal motion to withdraw his appearance at a later date. Attorney Rossi did not withdraw. Let me grab my drink really quick, guys. Yeah, he does deserve due process in a fair trial. I would really hate to see like him go to trial and get off because of the way that he was treated inside of the prison, or for something that, you know, is unrelated to what's really going on here. I want him to be convicted because of the evidence. This case is extremely complicated. It was not complicated up until like a couple months ago. That memorandum really hit hard, I feel like. Okay. I think you guys are right. Okay, where were we here? Can you guys see that okay? I feel like I have it pretty big on my side, but when I look at the other screen, it doesn't look that big. So I can always make it a little bigger if you guys needed me to. But let me know. I made it a little bigger. The judge entered the courtroom, went on the record without Rick or his attorneys being present, and stated there was an unexpected turn of events and that Rick's lawyers had withdrawn from the case. The court concluded the hearing by noting that the state had some witnesses here that came earlier to have the hearing, but clearly this is outside of our control. In a written order, the court noted that Rick's pretrial motions were still pending due to the court still reviewing the exhibits submitted by counsel. To continue pursuing Rick's trial strategy, counsel remained in the case as private counsel, but the court disqualified them. Attorney Rossi filed a notice indicating that Rick did not want him to withdraw as counsel. This notice informed the court that there were no circumstances under Rule 1.16 of the Indiana Rules of Professional Conduct which warrant the withdrawal of counsel, and that everything cited by the court as alleged gross negligence was the product of ethical lawyering in the best interest of the client, defense, and mental and physical well-being. Now, we shouldn't say that all of what you did was ethical lawyering, because in the best interest. Because you kind of let evidence get out. So if I was the attorneys, I would be like, I am well aware of what happened, and there is nothing I could do to fix that. But what I'm telling you now is this is what we're doing, and he wants us to be counsel. I don't know, just like maybe take a little accountability, like a little bit. It's not probably going to do much with Judge Gaul, but maybe it will a higher court. The notice also indicated that Rick was asserting his constitutional right to the counsel of his choice and wanted counsel to move forward with the representation of defendant Allen until a final disposition of this matter. Finally, the notice indicated that Rick was prepared to go to trial on January 8th, 2024, and any continuance of the trial beyond that date would prejudice him. Rick, by counsel, also filed a motion seeking the special judge's recusal. The trial court ordered the clerk to remove Rick's filings from the record because Attorney Rossi was no longer counsel of record. The court also appointed 2 public defenders to represent Rick. Attorney Baldwin filed a motion requesting the court reconsider her order to remove he and Rossi as Rick's counsel of record. In the motion, Attorney Baldwin argued that his oral motion to withdraw was involuntary. The court rules outlining the proper procedure to withdraw as counsel were not complied with. He and Attorney Rossi were not disqualified and remained as counsel of record at the time they filed a motion on Rick's behalf for the judge's recusal. The court lost jurisdiction to take any further action in the case until the motion to recuse was resolved, and removal of counsel interfered with their attorney-client relationship and prejudiced Rick's constitutional right to counsel. The day before a hearing scheduled on October 31st, 2023, attorneys Baldwin and Rossi entered their appearances as Allen's retained counsel. In their appearances, Baldwin and Rossi reasserted their belief that they were improperly removed as counsel of record and that they are now entering their appearances as private counsel in order to protect Allen's constitutional rights to a fair and speedy trial and to honor his 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendment rights. Man. I guess every state is extremely different, but if you think about it, the way they're treating Kohlberger compared to Richard Allen is night and day difference. It really is. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy kind of gal, but something needs to be done with him. He needs to be held somewhere. I mean, then if they have to take him to Carroll County, I know that you can't take him there because the jail population, but isn't there a separate, like a segregated unit for him to where absolutely nobody could get to him? Maybe they're afraid to move him for that reason. If something happens to when they're moving him, I don't know. That could be really bad too. It says the court asked what had changed in the 12 days since they had chosen to withdraw rather than be removed. Attorney Rossi argued that their withdrawal as counsel was involuntary as to avoid prejudicing Allen's defense by allowing the court to disqualify them. He also argued that Rick had a constitutional right to counsel of his choice. He had asserted that right, and the court had no authority to remove his counsel without due process. The state indicated it agreed with the court that Rick's counsel were grossly negligent. Okay. The state reiterated the examples of negligence the court had noted during the in-chambers hearing. The court acknowledged that Rick had chosen attorneys Baldwin and Rossi as counsel, but refused to recognize them as his counsel, stating, "I have grave concerns, Mr. Allen, about their representation of you. The previous finding by this court of their gross negligence. Mr. Allen, you are entitled to adequate representation in your case. You are entitled to a vigorous defense in your case. And this is difficult, Mr. Allen, because I know what you want. You've indicated that through your attorneys, but I cannot and will not allow these attorneys to represent you with the concerns that I've had with the gross negligence that I've found." They withdrew rather than be found grossly negligent. and be removed. I can't do it. Sir, I just can't. I cannot allow that. Thereafter, the new attorneys requested a continuance of the January 2024 trial. The court granted that request and set an October 2024 trial date, noting that counsel had not yet received the discovery and were unable to estimate when they would be ready for trial. The new attorneys admitted that they could not tell the court with any certainty that they would be ready in October. Wow. The court also noted it had not completed review of the exhibits related to the Franks motion, and that once new counsel had time to review discovery and the pleadings, they could either adopt these pleadings or make your own. Well, what have they been doing over there? I mean, what you guys been doing? He wants a speedy trial. I wish I was a lawyer sometimes. Yeah, here, let me give you this link. This one should get you some of the documents. Here you go. I think that is the one. And then also, if you type in your Google search, go like, let me see how I do this. Delphi, I think it's like Delphi documents or Delphi murders, Reddit. It'll take you to a Reddit page that always has the newest Delphi documents as well. You're welcome. And I have a Jan. she's my mod. Jan always sends them to me. And then I found some today. I was like, oh, look at that. They're actually putting them on a site. So that's nice to know. So the next one is grounds for writ of Mandamus. I hate that word. The trial court lacked any authority to remove Rick's entire defense team over his objection and based on a summary findings of gross negligence. Like, I know I did put out my 2 red flags, but couldn't they just say anything else comes out and you guys are done? You're just done. You're gone. Like, he's fighting so hard for these lawyers and the lawyers are fighting so hard for him. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Oh, I thought I had my camera on. I've never seen anything like it, really. I mean, you're lucky if a probation officer, or not probation officer, a free attorney, like someone that's getting paid, you're lucky if they're going to show up for your hearing, let alone say, we'll do a pro bono. You're trying to fire us. We're going to do it for free. The lawyers are fighting hard, aren't they, Otto? Yeah. I've never seen anything like it. Someone that's not getting paid, like, you know what I mean? It's not like they're going to go for nothing. That's a lot of work, It says original actions provide extraordinary remedies and accordingly writs of mandamus and prohibition will be issued only where the trial court has an absolute duty to act or refrain from acting. The court routinely relies on its original jurisdiction to address claims that attorneys have inappropriately been disqualified or that they should have been disqualified. Here, trial court has an absolute duty to reinstate attorneys Rossi and Baldwin, and the remedy on appeal is non-existent. The Sixth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution provides, in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. The right to counsel embraces not only the assistance of counsel, but also the reasonable opportunity to secure counsel on one's own choice. And they just give like examples. So I'm just kind of skipping the examples. The attorney-client relationship, once established, is inviolate and should not be severed or subject to unwarranted interference. I agree with that. I do agree with that. The attorney-client relationship is afforded the same vulnerability protections whether the lawyer is a public defender acting pro bono or privately retained. Indiana recognizes only 2 narrowly circumscribed situations where a trial court may sever the attorney-client relationship against the client's wishes. 1, the lawyer is not a member of the state bar. 2, the lawyer has an actual conflict of interest that will obstruct his ability to provide effective representation. No Indiana court has ever tolerated a trial judge removing a lawyer from a case over the client's objection based on the judge's subjective belief that the lawyer is negligent or even grossly negligent. And courts across the country regularly issue extraordinary writs of writs in criminal cases to reinstate defense attorneys who have been kicked off cases for conduct the trial court found upsetting or negligent. When a court believes it possesses objective evidence to support a lawyer's removal, it should clearly articulate that evidence on the record and exhaust other possible remedies before restoring to the removal of counsel, such as censure, disciplinary referral, or contempt proceedings. Removal, if ever considered by a judge, shall be an absolute last resort, and the removal proceedings should occur at a hearing where the defendant and his chosen counsel are provided notice and an opportunity to be heard on why the attorney-client relationship should be severed. Here, the judge acted to terminate the attorney-client relationship when she had an absolute duty to refrain from doing so. This court should mandate attorneys Rozzi and Baldwin be immediately reinstated. Attorneys Baldwin and Rozzi were active members of and in good standing with the Indiana Bar, and there is no conflict of interest even alleged between Rick and his attorneys. The inquiry should end here. But attorneys Baldwin and Rozzi were removed because the trial court disagreed with their conduct. The judge made a sponte summary finding in chambers of gross negligence after the state raised the issue of disqualifying them. It is entirely unclear from the record that the court found was gross negligence. The record only includes attorney Rozzi's recollection of the acts mentioned by the court because Rick has been unable to obtain a transcript of the in-chambers proceedings. Oh, he's still waiting on that. Why aren't they giving him that? He asked for that I feel like he asked for that a while ago. That's weird. Give him the transcript. I want the transcript. I would say that. I want to know what you guys were saying without me. That's what I would say. I would say, I want to know what you guys are saying behind my back. Because I'd be feeling some type of way if there was attorneys in an office with a judge on my behalf and I didn't know what was going on. I would not be cool with that. That's just me though. I'm just grabbing a drink down here in my little fridge there. Okay. Where were we? Okay. It says, nevertheless, the judge's subjective allegations of gross negligence falls into two categories. One, a mere disagreement with zealous defense tactics, or two, concerns about the unintended release of evidence which objectively had no effect on the lawyer's ongoing effective representation of Rick. A Sixth Amendment interference with counsel claim is at its zenith when a trial court dismisses a lawyer because it disagrees with competent advocacy. That is precisely what occurred here. Once attorney Rozzi and Baldwin were appointed and became Rick's counsel, the court lacked any authority to obstruct and sever that relationship. If the court found their conduct upsetting or negligent, it should have clearly articulated that evidence on the record and exhausted other possible remedies before removing them from the case, such as censure, disciplinary referral, or contempt proceedings. I agree with that. Yeah. Because she could have said it after the first time stuff came out. You know what I mean? After the first time, evidence was leaked or anything in this case, she could have said right then there, this happens again, you're off. If she did that, then, why we even discuss it? But I never heard that from her. So I agree with them on that. She had an absolute duty to refrain from obstructing and severing their relationship, especially where attorneys Baldwin and Rozzi suggested a remedy in the event the court was considering removal. The court should grant emergency relief and reinstate attorney Rozzi and Baldwin, but reinstatement of Rick's counsel of choice is not sufficient to remedy the violation here. Rick was pursuing a speedy trial and third-party guilt strategy. He intended to file a speedy trial request in early November, but the judge kicked them out of the case, rejected their appearance, and struck their pleadings. This court is the only court in the state that can order a speedy trial date. If it does not seize this opportunity now, it will forever be lost. There is no post-judgment remedy available. The new lawyers have already indicated they will not be prepared for a speedy trial. A new judge should also be appointed to avoid the appearance of bias that will otherwise permeate these proceedings. A judge shall disqualify herself in any proceeding in which the judge's impartiality might reasonably be questioned, including circumstances where the judge has a personal bias or prejudice concerning a party or a party's lawyer or personal knowledge of facts that are in dispute in the proceedings. The commentary to this canon provides that under this rule, a judge is disqualified whenever the judge's impartiality might reasonably be questioned, regardless of whether any of the specific provisions of paragraphs A1 through 6 apply. Here, the judge similarly found that counsel were grossly negligent and publicly proclaimed that she has grave concerns about their representation. The judge also empathetically stated she could not allow them to remain as Rick's counsel given her concerns about their representation. For many Hoosiers, this case marks the first time they have followed the workings of an Indiana court. Yet for all rulings going forward, the public will question the judge's impartiality. To restore the public's trust in the integrity of the judicial process in this high-profile case, a new special judge should be appointed. Appointed. And then this is, this is what everyone's been talking about. They always leave it at the bottom. But it says to ensure, this is the conclusion, to ensure that going forward, Richard Allen receives his fundamental right to counsel, a writ of mandamus is appropriate to reinstate attorneys Baldwin and Rossi as court-appointed counsel, to set a trial date within 70 days from the instant issuance of the writ, and to remove the special judge and appoint a new one. So they're ready. They're coming out the gate strong. Like, they're coming out the gate really strong. They're ready to go to trial. They want a speedy trial. Now, they'd have to hold up their end of the bargain with that one. They wouldn't be able to say, whenever they go to the, they reinstate them, they go to the next hearing, they're talking about, do you waive your right to a speedy trial? And he's like, yeah, I waive my right. Then that would be kind of bad. But they do write well, Otto. They have some, if this stuff isn't like true, they've got some real active imaginations, super active, because pieces are clicking together. Like it, you know what I mean? Like when we were reading the 136 page memorandum they came out with, the detailing of the crime scene was, if I was a lawyer, I wouldn't be able to type that out if that wasn't like true. As a human being, like the things that was said in that thing, oh my, I couldn't even read it to you guys. I was trying to like skip words and skip over things because it was graphic. And I was like, man, this video is going to be taken down. They're going to get me because it was just so bad. And then I was hoping it wasn't true. Like none of it was true. And then we kept reading. And then it started talking about Odinites and Odinus. And we were like, okay, this is kind of weird that they're talking about this, but we'll read. Kept reading. And then all of a sudden the patches that the guards are wearing, well, yeah, we had those patches on, but they were for heathenry or whatever. It was like, no, wait, hold on a second here. Now it's like you muddied the waters. So either his defense team is just that good, or they feel like he didn't do this or he didn't do it alone. Now, if all of that stuff in that memorandum is true, I don't know how one person did this. I really don't. And I'm not a two killer kind of person. That's not me. I'm usually like one victim, one person. But there's something going on with if they were redressed like that. No. It's hard to redress something. Like I don't know what like a dead person feels like, but I know in my 20s what my best friend would feel like when I would try to help her out after the bars at night. Like we were like 21, 22, and I'd be trying to help her put her shirt on, and she'd be like, dead weight. Like, be like, Ashley, come on, let me help you. You know what I mean? Like, let me help you out here. So if it was that hard when I was like in my 20s, I can only imagine he's not like an in shape kind of guy. Richard Allen's not like he's been pumping, the iron. He don't look like he has been anyway. I shouldn't judge, but he doesn't look like he wasn't a very muscular man. And then the placement of the logs, like those were thick. They appeared to be thick, like, and the description of them was like they were big. And then there was other twigs, but the one that went across was like large. So And then to get the placement of the feet. Oh man, I might have to read through that memorandum again and do an experiment with Vincent. Really, Otto? I hate it when it cuts me off. It cuts me off too sometimes. I'm like, damn it. It got me. Thank you for letting us know. Oh, what did DM say? If those girls were my family, I'd be furious the way this is going down. Yeah, I couldn't even. Oh, my lordy, I couldn't even imagine. You know? Absent of blood too, yeah. So do you guys think that maybe whoever did this, like whoever it is or whatever, do you think they could have like took them away from the scene, committed the crimes, and then took them back and placed them there? Like, is that a possibility, or is that? This case is y'all. This one's very difficult. Before I was even in true crime, I followed this case. I think it's because Indiana is just, right beside me, and they weren't doing anything wrong. Just walking on a bridge like every freaking teenager that I know, that I grew up with, we all did that because there's nothing else to do. We had no movie theater. We had no skating rink because it like burnt down or something. I forget. Something happened to it. We had like nothing to do. So that's what we did. We just went out in the woods. You think that their bodies were moved? You think that too? Because they do say, so he supposedly ejected a shell there, but it wasn't fired. It was just like, I think like if you like do this to the gun, it brings it out or something. And let me know if I'm wrong about that, because I'm not real familiar with guns, but I think it's like one in the chamber, something like when you cock it back, it comes out. I think that's what it was. So maybe that's what he did to scare them. Like maybe he was there and he had that and he went like that and he was already down the hill when he did it. And he, that's when the casing came out. Maybe he just happened to put them back in that same spot and it just happened to be where that bullet came out. But yeah, I hope these families get some justice for their kids. Man, Libby's grandmother, grandfather, her sister, Abby's mom. We see a lot of her, There's a reason why I don't have kids, y'all. Not yet. I'm not strong enough. They give me a heart attack because I think of the way I acted. No, I wasn't a bad kid. I was a really good kid, actually. But kids are kids. So the next one that I have is the shorter document here. We have a couple more, and then we might do the next one tomorrow. I haven't read it through yet, but because there's a new one that came out, I think today. So we'll read through these other ones. Yeah, it's been 7 years. Yeah, it's been so long. 2017, February 13th, 2017, or February 14th, 2017. If they did get taken away from the scene, it could have happened. We don't know if, we haven't seen the death certificate, so we don't know for sure if they were on, if they went, I don't think we know if they went on the 13th or the 14th. They found them on the 14th. They were there on the 13th. Wait, is that right? Yeah. And they were dropped off at the 13th. They didn't get their ride back with their grandpa. And then they found them around like noon or 1 the next day. Which is really weird to me too, because you think they would have found them if they were looking in that area. That area is not that big. I mean, it is, but it's not. It is, but it's not. Like, I've been there. I wish I knew exactly where they were. I wish I would have been able to walk on that side of the bridge. But I'm thinking if you're up that high and you look down, you would see them. You have flashlights, you're looking all around. You think that you would spot them. I think that in the picture, Abby's wearing like a pink shirt, a coat or a shirt, but something's like pink. So you would think you would be able to see that. My wheels are turning. That's why I love going live with you guys every night. You guys make me think. It's the best feeling in the world when you use your brain. Oh, Cheryl, I just saw your comment. Thank you. She said you make a good mom, Tanya. Thank you. Let me see what she said. You have to remember that they searched this area the day before. They were not there and no blood was there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because it's not like it's a big wilderness. It's not like it's a national forest or anything. It's just a little walkway. Like anybody that lives in an area that has a bicycle walk or whatever those things are called, like a flood walk or flood wall. That's what we used to call them, flood walls. That's exactly what it's like, but it's just a big old bridge instead of that, instead of like a flood wall. But it goes into one, has like, I guess they're called flood walls. I don't know. That's what we used to call them, but it has like the flood wall. And then, the bridge comes like down, I have to walk a little bit down through the woods to get to it. But yeah. Oh no. I hope your dad's okay. Yeah. Let me know. Oh, tell him we hope he feels better. That's so sad. Oh, I hope he feels better. He's going to feel better tomorrow. I hope. Because, sometimes it's just a little stomach bug. Sometimes you just need your kids to help you do something. So you act like you're a little sick. I feel like I would do that. If I was older, I would say, hey, I need you to come over here for something. So yeah, I hope your dad feels better and we'll see you tomorrow. And thanks for everything. So the next document here is the motion for transcript. So we'll go through this one. It says, Realtor by counsel respectfully requests that this honorable judge court order that the following transcript be prepared, the in-chambers proceeding held on October 19th, 2023, in support thereof. Realtor states the following. Realtor has filed this Realtor has filed this original action after his trial counsel attorneys, Andrew Baldwin and Brad Rossi, were removed from his case due to the court's belief that trial counsel engaged in gross negligence during their representation of Allen. 2, attorneys Baldwin and Rossi requested the in-chambers proceedings be required and undersigned counsel confirm with the court reporter that there is indeed a recording of the proceedings held that day in chambers. 3, the Indiana Rules of Procedure for Original Actions require a realtor to provide the Supreme Court with a relevant transcript of any evidence in the record if it exists. 4, attorneys Baldwin and Rossi were disqualified as Allen's attorneys at a hearing on October 31st, 2023. On November 1st, 2023, undersigned counsel contacted Jody Williams, the court reporter, by email to make arrangements for preparation of an expedited transcript. 5, court reporter Williams was out of the office that day, but promptly responded to client's email the next morning on November 2nd, 2023. Court reporter Williams informed counsel that the hearings held in open court on October 19th, 2023 and October 31st, 2023 could be prepared and made available by November 3rd, 2023. However, with respect to the in-chambers proceedings, court reporter Williams informed counsel that the in-camera meeting was a meeting of the parties and not a hearing in open court. It is confidential, and I am unable to provide that at this time. I don't like that. What do you mean you can't give me a copy of what I'm saying in someone's chambers? I would want a copy. That's weird. Undersigned counsel, Kara Winnicky, responded. Maybe it's because it's these two attorneys they're not giving it to, but that is very weird. Responded that she would prepare and file her limited appearance and written motion for transcripts as limited appearance counsel in the cause on behalf of Allen. Counsel informed the court reporter that attorney Winnikin, I'm spelling that wrong probably, sorry guys, should be permitted to receive the transcript regardless of its confidential status. After acknowledging that attorney Winnikin's limited appearance and motion for transcript were on the docket, court reporter Williams informed counsel that she still maintained the in-chambers proceeding was confidential, and thus she could not provide a transcript to counsel until the court granted the motion for transcript. 8, on the morning of November 3rd, 2023, undersigned counsel Mark Lehman traveled to Fort Wayne to obtain the transcript of the hearings held in open court. Before attorney Lehman left Fort Wayne, attorney Winnikin asked court reporter Williams if attorney Lehman should remain in Fort Wayne in the event the trial court ruled on the motion for transcript. In response, court reporter Williams indicated that counsel could not obtain the transcript that day, even if court permitted them to have it. As of the date filing this motion, the trial court has not ruled on the counsel's motion for transcript. Due to the emergent nature of the original action, counsel filed this record of proceedings without the transcript of the in-chambers proceedings and now asks the court to order the transcript be prepared. Wherefore, realtor by counsel respectfully requests that the Honorable Court order that the in-chambers proceedings held on October 19th, 2023 be transcribed. Yeah, like, why aren't you giving it up? Like, since they're not giving it up to the two attorneys that are filing this paperwork, and I think they're attorneys for the attorneys. Am I right on that? Let me see. I actually have the attorney's name. What's the attorney's name? Hennessy is his name. I'm wondering who these two new ones are. Very weird. Oh, thanks, Doodlebug. Yeah, I hope Otto's dad's feeling okay. I don't like that. I don't like it when people don't feel good. I really don't. It really gets me. I think it's because, like, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. Everybody get their flu shot if you get the flu easily. Some insurance companies, they'll even give you like a payment if you get your flu shot. I've heard that before. Like if you have like I don't know what kind of insurance, but like if you have like certain insurances, they'll pay for like flu shots and all that kind of stuff. So look into that. You could always get paid for keeping yourself healthy if that's the way you see fit, though. I don't want anyone to come for me. But I get my flu shot because I know that my mom said one year, she's like, "Did you get your flu shot?" And I said, "No, never had one." She's like, "Better get your flu shot or you're going to get the flu." And every year since then, I've gotten my flu shot because I'm terrified I'll get the flu because my mom was always right. So I just get it now. It could be watered down with just some water and I would still get it because the fact that my mom said so. Yeah. Do you think that the Supreme Court will rule in their favor? I really don't see why not. I mean, let the guy pick his attorneys. They've been working with him for a year, like literally a year almost. From October 22nd or something, he was arrested, but we found out like October 31st. I think we found out on Halloween, but maybe it was like the 26th or 24th. I can't remember for sure, but yeah, this is nuts. So now we're going on a year and he's not even going to the court yet. And they're saying his new attorneys aren't going to be ready because, I mean, obviously they need to look at all the discovery. They have to build him a defense. Now, I don't know if I would be able to trust another two attorneys. Me personally, I wouldn't be able to. I'm weird though, like that. You know, like maybe call me weird. Whoever my attorney was, I would put my full trust in that person. And if that person were to go away, I would probably have a full mental breakdown. That's why you make sure you stay good. Oh my gets excited for vaccines and puts that all. I hope Oma's doing good. I hope she's doing good. That made me smile. That made me laugh. That made me laugh really hard. I'm going to think of you guys next time I go get any vaccines done. I'm like, Oma loves this. This is fun. State of Indiana versus Carroll County. And this is the order. And this was November 6th at 2:09. The realtor, Richard Allen, by counsel, has filed a verified petition for a emergency writ of mandamus and prohibition, seeking relief under the rules governing original actions. Any briefs opposing issuance of the writ or any supplemental records must be filed directly with the clerk of the Supreme Court on or before Thursday, November 16th, 2023. Any supplemental record must be submitted in the same format required for the court under Original Action Rule 3C and G. Once briefing is completed, the court will take the matter under advisement. Done at Indianapolis, Indiana on the 6th. And that's the Chief Justice of Indiana. Wow. Well, they're officially at the state court or Supreme Court level, you know? I bet Oma has good insurance. She probably gets paid for those. She's probably like, I'm getting paid for these vaccines. Hey, well, that's so funny. Thanks, Cheryl. I appreciate that. She said, good reading. Thank you. Hey, Dreamcatcher. I saw your comment earlier, and I swear sometimes I'm like, hey, Deb, sometimes I smile at you guys, and I just, for some reason, I think you guys know that I'm saying hi. I hope you guys do anyway. When you come in, I'll like smile at the camera or something, and then I always forget to say it. Like if I'm reading or something, I'm like, oh man, oh my drags me along. I've been doing the same thing with Vincent. With the dentist anyway. I'm like, have you brushed your teeth today? Have you flossed? Do you need to go to the dentist for a cleaning? Yes, you do, sir. Let's go get you a cleaning. Because, you know, I was having all of my I was having dental problems, the last 3 years, but this must be my week. I'm telling you. I'm going to go ahead and take that off there. But this has been a pretty decent week for me. On, what was it? What was all the good things? There was a bunch of good things, and I was just like, wow, really? Now I can't think of them. Sunday, the Eagles won. Eagles Cowboys, biggest game of the year. They won. Super excited. Yesterday, something happened really cool yesterday. And now I can't remember. Oh, I went to the dentist, and I found out that my my dental bill is going to be like a quarter of what it was going to be. So that's a win. And I get to keep my teeth. That's an extra win. Then today I got out of the shower and I was getting dressed, and I looked and I was like, you're looking a little skinny, girl. What's going on? Got on the scale. Your girl lost 5 pounds today from like, I don't know where it went. Probably when I was working out like last week, I took a day off. So a couple of days off. So yeah, I'm like, cool. Sometimes you gotta like think about the good day. Like what happened, like what happened that was good today. Dreamcatcher says, I'm a Cowboy fan. I loved it. That was a really good game. I didn't get to watch it because I was on live, but that's okay because I wanted to be on live with you guys. 5 pounds, Cheryl. Yeah. I think it might be because my, like with me having the dental work and stuff, I haven't been eating that much, to tell you guys the truth. Because when you get extractions done, it's just not fun to eat. You get nervous, you get scared to eat. So I haven't really been eating too much, and I can't wait until the day that I can eat whatever I want. Like, I'm looking forward to that day. And like, I know I can't eat like a rock or anything, like no hard candy, but I just want to like be able to eat just whatever and have no worries. But yeah, 5 pounds. I couldn't believe that. It's probably all that stress from the Cowboys Eagles game. No, it was a good game. And we play again. And we always play twice. So maybe they'll win the next game. It's crazy that how many people are Cowboys fans and how much I get along with Cowboys fans. Because my dad literally conditioned me like, they like Cowboys? No, no, not allowed to talk to them. Don't even look at them. He didn't really say that, but you know how it is. Thanks, Oompa. Well, I feel great. I feel like it. I feel great. I look great, you said. I feel it. It went here. I found it. Walt said, I'm feeling good about it. Yeah, I could keep that off because I'm only 135, but when I hit like 145, 140, 145, I just feel like my clothes don't fit as good. And your girl don't like to wear jeans anymore. I'm just over it. I wore jeans to work for years and years and years. And now I'm like, can I get a 2-piece outfit that's like some joggers and a sweatshirt? Coming from a girl that owns her own boutique, I know. I like to dress other people. What a blessing when we can't keep track of all the awesome things happening, Tanya. Happy for you. Thanks, DM. Yeah, I know, right? I couldn't even keep track of them. Sometimes you just got to dig deep, though. Like, you got to be like, okay, even if it's a crap day, you're like, okay, what happened today that was good? And I can always pull something up, like Vincent getting me my favorite drink in the morning. Or, like that's always a good thing. Getting a massage when your back hurts. Like whenever my back hurts, I'm like, can I have a massage? Sure. I like that. You've been a Cowboy fan all your life too, Selena? When I was 12, I babysat for a Dallas Cowboy. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Oh, I would be so scared that like, because the houses are probably huge, and then you like babysat and it's probably like, I don't know, just dark. I always get scared like thinking about that, like like big houses, babysitting, you know, sounds scary. That's really cool though. I actually had a woman, she was an older lady. I don't remember who the guy was. That was her grandson, but he played for the NBA. She was the cutest little lady. She was in her 80s. And I'm helping her to her limousine because I just thought it was a nice thing to do, you know, help her all the way to the car. She's an older woman and she was by herself. And so I helped her. And as we're getting to the car, she was like, I'm going to tell my grandson about you. And I'm like half listening because, you know, in a way, I'm just like, no, she's just kind of like, you know, exaggerating. She wasn't though. She was dropping his name. She was giving me stats on the way to the car. She was like, I'm going to tell him about you. And I was like, okay. I thought it was cute. I thought it was really cute. You had extractions? Yeah, they're not fun. They're not. I've had 3 now, 4. I don't know if I've had all of the back. I think 3. I don't know. I know one of them I broke during my accident and it was like 60% gone. It's just the back. And I'm extremely lucky. Always get a second opinion. Oh my gosh, that's really cool, Selena. That's really cool. That's awesome. Isn't it like a small world though, really? If you think about it. It really is. I did babysit as a kid. I didn't work until I was 16. And then I worked at a pizza place. Same place my mom worked her whole life. I mean, her whole like adult, you know, life. Like when I was like 5 to 20 or something. Actually 5 to 22. 21. I had the best mom too. She was a saint. On the thin side, people nag you about that too. Yep, you're right, Roseanne. It is. Gratitude is important for mental well-being. It really is. I'm just reading the guys' stuff. I like reading the chat at the end of the live. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys always being here. Oh, you had oral surgery once? Yeah, I did one. When I had my last oral surgery, like a real oral surgery, because I don't consider the extractions like a surgery to me, but they took the braces off my mouth, the wiring. I had my mouth wired shut for 8 weeks and they took that off. And I was under what they call a hypnotic surgery. So basically it's the same thing as having like a full surgery, but you are awake. You can be awake, or if your body will allow you, you can go to sleep. Like you can close your eyes and you can fall asleep, but you're not all the way under sedated. I've done that with my eye surgery one time and I couldn't go to sleep because they're working in my eye. And so I could see through this, like they had a piece of cotton here and I could see what they were doing. And I'm like, this is tripping me out. It tripped me out. I don't ever recommend it. If you want to think about, I thought I would be scared, but I really wasn't as scared. I think it's because my surgeon, I trusted her with my whole well-being. Like she helped, you know, make my face look good. And so she was like, can we do hypnotic surgery? And I think it was, she wanted to get more in the books before she left because she was going to Mount Sinai, which was during COVID. She went there during 2020. This was like in February 2020, I believe, when I had my last surgery with her. And then, yeah, they did hypnotic one and it was freaky. They were listening. I'm not kidding y'all. They were listening to Bruno Mars when they were doing my surgery and Uptown Funk came on. And I tried so hard to get my body to like start saying the words, but I couldn't say the words because like they had that tube down me and stuff. And it was just like, I was trying to jam with them. I remember that part of it, but it was pretty weird. Oh, it's Jan said I inspired her to go to the dentist. Well, good. University Dental. Yes, Jan, go there. Like because they go to a university hospital. Vincent was smart when he told me, he's like, we should just look up University Hospital. And then when I found out OSU took my insurance through their students, I'm like, well, yeah, I didn't even know you guys did that. That's where I went to the hospital. So you always feel dental care is y'all, the stuff that will happen to your body and the way that you'll feel just from like infection and stuff, which I will tell you about that real quick before I get off of here, make y'all feel a little bad for me. Just kidding. Don't feel bad for me. Don't feel bad for me. I'm a big girl. I got it. But I don't know if I told you guys before, they wanted to take out like 6 of my bottom teeth, well, like 4 over here. And it was because they said I had an infection underneath of my gums. Well, that's true, but it's only like this tooth, like, just I don't even know what that one is, but it's like, just one of my side teeth. It has an infection in that one, and it does bother me a little bit. And they said that the infection is almost to the metal. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? Because that's titanium. What can bacteria do to titanium? Nothing, I didn't think. But they're saying that if it gets to my metal, they may have to take the metal implant out and then re-put the implant in. We ain't doing that, y'all. I ain't going back to no wired mouth shut. So, you work in the dental field, T. Salas? Why didn't I know that? Well, if I would have known, I would probably have flown out there by now because I finally got to a good dental place. But yeah, they wanted to take, so I went from they wanted to remove 6 teeth. Well, it was 2 teeth to 6 teeth. I go to a completely different place where I feel so much more taken care of. She was doing all these weird tests on me that I didn't even know about. I didn't even know they did like the lymph node test, the gumming test, like touching my jaw. Like I was like, what's she doing? She did everything. So yeah, oral pain is like nothing like you want to have. I've had a lot of pain. I feel like I'm a pain expert. I really do. I mean, I've had my eye removed. I've had my lung collapsed, my legs broken, crushed, foot crushed, broken, arm, ribs, spleen. So I feel like I'm like I get migraines, so I get Botox for migraines. I feel like I'm pretty, fluent. And I have to say oral pain is the worst pain. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. It's the worst. TM, I think I'm going to tell my story on a live one day, or not. Like I'm just going to come on and just do a live. Maybe I'll do it during the day or something. So I have some of my older, like all my videos are all on my page. So if you go to like my page and you go to oldest, you'll see videos from, I started my channel in 2020, but I only probably put like 2 videos on it within like, maybe like a handful of videos within like 4 years or something. Like, I don't know. Well, 2020, that was only a couple years. I thought I had it longer. So from 2020 to like true crime now, I started September of last year. I probably only uploaded like maybe 10 videos, 15, I don't know. But they're all like related to my accident. So they're all like trauma related. I have a video like how I lost my father in a car accident. And then I have a video on like how I lost my mom and how she passed away, because those were things that were extremely important for me to talk about at the time. And I never deleted them or privated them because I want their stories to be told. I want my parents' stories to be out there. So I leave them up there. So, yep, no infections with titanium. Mom has a titanium hip and she went through hell during COVID. Oh, yes. I hate metal. I really do. I have it everywhere. And it's funny when you go to the dentist because they kind of like, if you don't tell them, they kind of like they kind of look back a little bit. And I'm like, warning you, you're going to see some metal, lots of metal. And it looks like screws. Wish I had a picture. I don't think I have one. It's not like scary, but I bet I have one. Oh, I have one on my YouTube or on my TikTok. I have like a video. Wait, here's one, maybe. You can see it a little bit there. Let me see. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but you can see it right here. That's like 2 screws and then a plate. It's my story. It's part of me. I think it's brought me to the person I am. And I don't regret it. I don't regret the accident happening or what happened. I don't regret any of it. Can't. You know, I was the passenger and I left with my life. No monetary gain, but I got my life and I learned how to do all these cool things again as an adult. From C1 to T2. Wow, Roseanne, yes. There was a lady in my hospital room. She was in her 70s and she had spine surgery when I went in, and there was all these staples in her poor back. I had them in my legs. I had like 97 but in my legs, but I looked at her back and I was like, no way. So her name was Jan. Now that I'm thinking about it, her name was Janet. She was the sweetest woman. She was like, "Can I have your number?" When she left the hospital, I was like, "Of course, you're gonna have my number." She's like, "You're just so nice and positive," and I'm like, "Well, you're really nice and positive." Oh, I love that. I love you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, look at my older videos. Dental care is no joke. And if you have to get a tooth extracted, if it's causing you that much pain, try to get a second opinion if you can. But if you can't, just pull it. Just seriously. I mean, I don't know. There was times when, like, I think it was this one before they did the root canal, I just wanted to rip the thing out myself. And now they're saying that the root canal wasn't cleaned correctly. That's how I got the infection. So I'm like, darn it. Really, guys? But that's okay. So now that the student's going to do them, she's going to charge me, like, instead of it being $1,400, it's like $477. And then they do a crown on top. So it'll equal out to about the same, but I will be getting a root canal with a crown on top of it for like extra protection. And I was like, you guys do that? That's a good idea. It's a great idea. Yeah, just get dentures. Yeah, that's what we were talking about with me. They were like, we'll do a bridge here. We'll put a denture in here. And I'm like, because, you know, I'm 38. I brush my teeth like 4 times a day. It's to a fault. But it's because, and it's not because of the metal. They told me that it's because of my chronic dry mouth, because of the medications that I'm on. And then I drank a lot of sugary drinks. Guilty. And that's what I shouldn't do. I'm like, I don't drink alcohol. Leave me alone over here before I crack open a beer. So I just got to slow down on my, soda consumption, drink more water, and use biotin, and just be really mindful of what I'm putting in on my teeth. So really, Jan, my cousin was like that. He had to get he got dentures at like in his 20s. Did you have was it gum disease or anything? If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer that. That's what they think too. I'm like a high candidate for having gum disease. I'm like, well, just sign me up for everything. But I don't mind. As long as I'm getting fixed, I'm happy. Like we're going in the right direction. And if you would have seen what I've been through for the last 3 years with my dental care, you would be like, Tanya, how are you so freaking positive right now? Because I've been through a lot. But it just got me to where I needed to be. So thanks for listening about my stuff. I appreciate it. You guys are like my little counselors. Nobody needs that kind of pain. I know. Yeah, at least once it's gone, then we're toothache. Yeah. And speaking of which, I broke off my tooth, remember, in September. I'm going to put that under my pillow because I know that tooth fairy's around here somewhere. Vincent. He's played it one time before. Nope, having kids robbed me of my calcium. Oh my gosh. Them damn kids, Jan. That's so funny. No, I could just my mom, like I was just thinking of my mom, like what she would say if that was us kids, and she would be like, you guys did this, just to make a joke out of it, Your mom had dentures at 28. Yeah, my cousins both did. They were brother and sister. They got them at late 20s, early 30s. Jan. Really, DM? See, that's where I was at with it. I was having so much pain through there. I thought it was all the teeth. So when they were telling me to remove, I needed to remove like 3 or 4 on the bottom, 4 on the bottom, and then 1 over here, 1 up here. I was like, almost like, okay. I don't know what gave me the strength to tell that dentist, I need to talk to Vincent. I don't trust your opinion. Like, I was like, I'm not trying to be rude. I know that this is your field. This is your expertise. This is what you do. I said, but I need Vincent. Like, he's like my person, you know. I looked at him like I looked at him to see if it's okay, like an almost like an okay, like a reassurance, you know, like I need that reassurance. If he's like, Tanya, I think we need a second opinion, then I'm like, okay. But if he thought I really needed him out, he'd be like, Tanya, calm down. It's fine. I'm here. You know, he would hold my hand and we would extract them together. But I told the dentist, I was like, sorry, you know, I don't know how because I'm not good at telling doctors no. I'm bad at that, actually. Yours was due to medication. See, mine's medication. All of my medications I'm on. It's not just one. It's like, really? So I'm getting dry mouth right now, actually, just talking about dry mouth. But I brush my teeth like vigorously, so I've been trying not to do that anymore. I'm always tense. That's a me thing. I don't know. I'm always tense, but I'm glad you guys always make me feel better. Because I know that if I were to have had that procedure done, I can say with 1,000% certainty, the people that are in this chat that I'm seeing chit-chatting right now, you all wouldn't have even said a word. You would have just went, do you feel better, Tanya? Do you feel okay? And you would have been like on it. We would have went on as usual. So that's what makes me so proud of the channel, because I know that you guys care. Oh, thanks, Therese. I try. That's why I hope I do. That's why I tell like my stories and stuff, and I'm, you know, about like my injuries and things of that nature, because I hope that they help somebody. Because that's really what my channel was going to be at first. It was going to be a trauma channel, you know, where we talked about different traumas and things. And I didn't have a channel name, which TitaniumBuilt would have been great. But then I went into true crime, and I love true crime. I love it so much. But I love that you guys are almost as broken as I am. A lot of us all have titanium. We do, like a lot of us do. Nina says, I have top genitals. I have 9 teeth pulled at once. Did that, see, okay, was that torture, Nina? Like, that's what I was so scared of too. Because they were like, we're going to take out 6 of them today. And I'm like, no surgery, no putting me to sleep for that. Like, you know, virtual hug. I love that. Oompa said we care. You guys are so sweet. I can't believe that you guys all have, like that. I can't believe that many people have dentures in our group. It makes me like not feel so bad if I ever had to get them. Because, you know, I don't know how you guys felt, how you guys grew up, but when I grew up, there was like a stigma. And I don't know if it's because my parents were just trying to convince me to not drink soda or sugary drinks, but it was like dug into my head, like, your teeth will fall out. Your teeth will fall out. So that's like terrifying to me. Like, that's like the one thing that terrifies me is my teeth falling out. So when I go to the dentist and they're like, we need to pull 6 teeth, I'm like, it was like a shock. It really was a shock. Selena, that's what I love. That's what I do it. She said, I love talking to others about our trauma. I don't feel so alone when I do. And I think that's exactly why I talk about it. You just hit the nail on the head. You really did. That's what it is. So that's why people do it. Because they want someone, they want to be able to have somebody that feels how they feel, you know? And that's hard for me because my injuries are scattered just everywhere. So I'm like, I can get like a little bit of nugget from here and a nugget from there. But, you know, I have questions still, like about my metal. I'm like, does this last forever? Like, do we have to ever take this out? I mean, I know it's not going to like go rusty, but they don't really give you. And a direction book with your metal. If you guys have metal or implants or anything like that, you guys will know. They send you home with like a little couple pieces of paper. Here you go. Bye. Enjoy your new life. And you're like, what do I do? Do I have to like oil myself? what do I do? It's really like that. You just you don't know. They don't know, I think. Everyone's different. We are human and not perfect. Exactly. And that's what makes us perfect. Really. Because we're human. And like everyone is a little bit different. No judging. We try not to judge. We've been doing real good on that. I freaked when I had to have one tooth pulled in the very back. Doodlebug, I was on that boat. But then when they said, I thought I had to have 2 teeth removed. And I'm like, 2 in the back. Okay, 1 up top, 1 on the bottom. Okay, I can handle that. I went in. They were like, no, 6 teeth need to come out. Huh? I was freaking out. I came home and told you guys about it actually that day. I came home and I was like, what do I do? What do I do? I don't even remember what we talked about. But I must have just been like, what do I do? You guys probably calmed me down. I know you did. I know you guys did. It's good for Vincent's mental health. You guys are like superb kids, because then I don't have to like load it all on him. He wouldn't care though. Stephanie, yep, that was me too. Like change the way you smile, change the way you talk, change the way you do everything. Because mine were so bad, like where they put the fillings in, they didn't saw them down, to the tooth level. It was like poking out, where for like 3 years, I had lacerations on both sides of my tongue. From that, I have pictures. You don't want to see those pictures. They look really bad. They don't even look like a tongue. It was just from me like getting cut every time I talked. But now that tooth is gone, it's not rubbing. Having them removed took away the worry of falling out. DM, I like that. And you're in control. That's what I kept saying. I was in control. I kept trying to say that. Like, even though I didn't feel like I was in control, I was like, this is your decision. That is really good. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Well, thank you guys for talking to me tonight. We stayed on for like, I don't know, an extra half hour or so. Just chit-chatting it up. We do that though at the end of the lives. I like that. I like doing these lives with you guys. I mean, if I didn't, I wouldn't be here every night. Shoot, it's fun. It really is. I mean, I've worked a lot of different, I've worked in a lot of different like areas of my life, food, I guess not a lot of different, just food, retail, promotions, and content creating. And I have to say, this is the most fulfilling, because not only do you get to hang out with people from all over the world and you get to meet new people, but you get to help the victims. And even if it's not directly, just by getting the information out there and the content out there, it's helping someone's story, especially those missing person cases. Speaking of missing person cases, I'm going to look up anything on Chelsea. I haven't heard of anything new. I'm hoping something comes out of, and then I know on the 21st, it's going to be 1 year since Madalena Kojakari went missing, and I want to do a live special over that. I want to try to do some sort of fundraiser where the monetary money goes to like something. I have to figure all that out though. I'm not sure how that works, but hopefully I've got 2 weeks. Should be able to figure that out. If not, I don't know how much I get paid alive. $50. I'll put the $50 forward. Well, you're welcome, guys. Thanks for making me feel like I'm not alone. We must take charge of our own life. Exactly. And I think that's the good thing about like my age group and like up. It's, for the most part, we take accountability. And then I feel like younger generations they're getting more softer, which is nothing, that's nothing bad. It's just different. It's just different. Well, I'm glad you're smiling. Go smile at yourself in the mirror. Go, girl, look at these teeth. They don't hurt. They don't hurt. That's the most important thing. It really, really is. Well, I hope that everybody has a great night. I'm so glad that you love to talk to us, Dreamcatcher. We love having you here. We love having everyone here. And Opa, it was good to see you tonight. Tell Oma I said hi. It was good to have you guys all in the chat tonight. If you guys don't mind hitting the like button on the way out, I forgot to, hound you the whole live about it. I figured I'd give you a break. And what else? Subscribe to the channel. How about that? We're already over 13,000 subscribers over here, y'all. It's great. I love that. More the merrier, but I'm cool if it was just us every night because we are a cool chat. Watching Oma try to drive home. You guys be careful, Oompa. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a good evening. I'm going to try to start lives at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see how that goes. And then we can always do like a members live, like afterwards on like a weekend night would be fun. And then we'll do like an hour and a half live. And then we'll do like a 30-minute, 45-minute members live afterwards. So thank you guys all for being here tonight. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow and have a good evening. Bye, guys.